What's up, y'all? This is Daniel with PSK Bulldogs. Today we're going to be doing some goat chores, feeding some hay, watering, moving shelters, and we're just going to show y'all a little bit of a day in the life of living out in the country with goats and raising these farm bulldogs. All right, I'll let them out. They haven't been living together because Laurel's been in heat. Well, and Mercy was in heat too, but Mercy came out faster, so we've been putting her in with kneeling. I'm gonna go ahead and let them in here with the goats, and I'm gonna go get the side by side and do a few things. I wanted to get the entry of the dogs in here so you can see this. They've been doing this with me most days, not every single day, but most days. So these little goats try to come out every day. Come on. It's still early on. Everything's early in the morning, in the day, so they got a lot of energy. They haven't been running, but they do good around the goats. So we'll continue on to get the side by side in the water, and then we'll get some hay. Come on in here with me. All right, now we got hay. Come on, Viola. We got Viola in here with us. She's pregnant right now. She's gonna have a litter. I don't know, maybe next week sometime. Which is why I really wanted to do a video, because the white dog that you see in this video, she is a product of the cross that we did last year. We bred a Staffordshire Bull Terrier to Viola's mother, and we got Mercy out of it and Cash. And we did the same cross with her. We bred the same Staffordshire Bull Terrier to her, and we're going to see what we get out of it. All right, so I'll finish filling up my 5-gallon buckets here. I got 5 5-gallon buckets, and I got 25-gallon tanks back there with the goats. So I'll finish filling this up. I'll throw the hay on there, get a little bit of grain because I got to open the Premier One fence to get the side-by-side in there to move the shelters, and then we'll meet you up there. All right, we got our hay loaded up. We got our buckets of water in the red buckets. We got a little bit of grain because we're going to have to lure them in. But before I forget, we got one more important thing to do before we go touch that fence. All right, we got everything loaded up, feed and water wise, and last thing to do is unplug this thing because we don't want to touch that fence and move that side by side with this thing still on. This is an IntelliShock 20. We're running right at 1,000 foot of fence right now. It'll run more than that, but it's breeding season. We got everything separated. So we're just running 1,000 foot, and it still has enough juice that you don't want to touch it while it's still plugged up. So we'll go ahead and unplug that, and then we'll go back there to the goats. All right, I'm gonna go let the dogs in here with the big goats. We got the dogs in here with the bigger goats. Yeah, these are still pygmy goats. They're small, but one of the things that we're breeding for is just a lot of homesteads and small farms are popping up. I think the pygmy goat and the Nigerian dwarf and Kenders, some of the smaller goats are really popular on these farms and homesteads or farmsteads, whatever you want to call them. And this is the type of dog that we're wanting to produce. So they need to be around the type of animals that will be commonly seen in these types of environments. Now it's time to water the older goats, the bigger goats. We had some coyotes on our property more in the last couple weeks than we have in the last couple years. And I used to have dogs live with the goats. Pelico was the first one. Then Laurel did some. Iris did some. Then Viola lived her first full year of her life with them. Then we let Mercy in there with them. And 2 bulldogs that are untrained around goats cannot work out all the time. And I always thought that to make a bulldog a livestock guardian dog, you have to breed all the prey job out of it. What I'm going to attempt to do, I think, is play off of the attributes that the bulldog has that somebody else bred into them. And that's being territorial and not wanting strange animals or strange beings, humans, in their area. And they want to protect an area. They don't necessarily want to protect a herd. So we're going to try to play off that potentially in the future. But right now, what we have is chore dogs, and then we have dogs that, like Mercy, can move these animals if they need to be. But for the most part, we can get these animals to go wherever we want them to go. Sometimes they're hard-headed, but if we raise hogs again, you can't corral a hog very easily. So we'll go down to feeding the hay, and then we'll move the shelters. Got grain in hand. We'll take them down here to their hay feeder and little grain bin that I made out of a 55-gallon drum, if I don't fall over these goats going down this hill. And then what we'll do is we'll come back up here and we'll move their shelter. And I'll show you why we're moving their shelter. These dogs ain't doing any type of work right now. They're just hanging out with me doing chores, and it's just really what I'm trying to show everybody. There's our younger goats. Now kneeling, this is why he's not in here. He's a catch dog. He's a pusher, a mover, and a catcher. So if he's in here, the animals are going somewhere or he's catching them. So that's why you won't see him doing any chores. And that's why you don't see him a lot on video doing any type of work, because when we're doing work with him, I can't film it while we're doing it. And yeah, I'd have to have somebody else filming too. So we'll throw him some grain in here. All right, I got my helper in the side by side. What we'll do is just go down here and hook that thing around it. Hop right back up in the side by side. Move it a few feet. And we'll get out and make sure that we moved it far enough. And we did. And the work is done, all except for filling the hay feeders up. The hay feeder filled up, and I just realized I got small goats back in here with big goats, so we will definitely be fixing that. But anyhow, thank y'all for tagging along. This is Daniel with PSK Bulldogs. Till next time, thank y'all for watching.